Hey friends, thanks so much for being here. It is October 21st, so I thought I would make a Halloween collage, and I'm going to be adding to my quote book. If you're new here, I am making a quote book, and so far I have some autumn collages with quotes, and I have a front and back cover. If you haven't seen those videos yet, I recommend watching those so you know more about what I'm doing. But anyway, I'm going to be making a Halloween collage, and today's quote is, "Halloween is the start of a magical season." And I have these in 4 different fonts, and I'm going to be talking about what that means, and we're going to delve a little bit deeper in how you can make magic year-round in your life. So we start with Halloween, then we go into Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's. But we want that magic feeling year round, at least I do. And I feel like there are things we can do to make our lives more magical year round. But anyway, let's get started. I am starting out with these 2 papers, and I like to do a technique in almost every video where I have 2 backgrounds and I combine them, and then I collage on top with other items. So these items and all of these are from my Halloween paper pack, but I also have some magazine clippings, so I might use some of these. I looked through here earlier today and I think there's some good ones in here. So those just came from local magazines, so they were free. So you can always just use clippings from magazines. Anyway, I like the look of these 2 colors. I think this will be my main background, and I'm going to cut through here and glue down half of this page onto here. But I'm going to cut around maybe like this, and then I'll decide which half gets glued down. I tend to always do this or something similar because I just think it's an easy way to have an interesting background. And then once you start with an interesting background, it's a lot easier to create your collage. Okay, so that's pretty cool. I like that. Let's check this one out. Nope, I like that one better right away. So we're going to use this half, and I'm going to glue this down, and that's going to be our starting point. I even have purple colored glue for Halloween. Okay, so the quote, which will go on here later, "Halloween is the start of a magical season." I put that in my paper pack because, like I said in the beginning, we have Halloween for those of us who celebrate Halloween. I celebrate it a little bit, but just kind of the fall season in general can be exciting with the pumpkin patches and corn mazes, and there's fall fairs and things like that. And then, if you have kids, or if you go to a Halloween party yourself and dress up, but it can be fun that way. And then we get into Thanksgiving, which it's about spending time with family and getting together. I know that's not possible for everyone, but in a minute I'm gonna talk about when I was growing up and how magical October through just the end of December was. But anyway, so Thanksgiving, and then Christmas or Hanukkah for some, just it can be a lot of fun in December as well. And then we have New Year's Eve. Okay, so I like the way that looks, except for maybe I like this didn't land the way I wanted it to. And I made a video recently about making Halloween decorations on the cheap. And I use a lot of this paper pack, but I was saying in that video, I like the lighter side of Halloween these days. You know, so I just put lighter things in that paper pack, like the kitten here with the witch's hat on and things like that. So it's nothing too serious. Okay, so our quote: Halloween is the start of magical season. I'm not sure which font I'm going to use yet. What I like to do is kind of think ahead about what else I want to put down here. Like maybe these pumpkins, that could look good. I always think about a color scheme, so we have purple and orange are the main color scheme, so I might use those. I'm going to go ahead and cut those out. Okay, so when I was growing up in my family, so it's like my family, my aunt and uncle and cousins and my grandparents, and out of all of us, there were 12 of us, if we counted all my family, my aunt and uncle's family, my grandparents, so 12 of us. Out of the 12 of us, 4 of us had birthdays in October. So the celebration started in like early October with my cousin's birthday, and then my birthday is in October, my uncle's, my brother's, and so it was just a lot of fun. Then there was Halloween, and of course we always went trick-or-treating. Let's see, I'm gonna look in my box here. And then Thanksgiving would come and we would all get together as a family, and that was a lot of fun. And then of course Christmas, we went crazy. There were always tons and tons of presents under the tree. It was kind of ridiculous looking back, but it was just so fun from October through Christmas. Just, we all had a blast, and they're just really fond memories that I miss to this day. Okay, so I found this purple boo. I might use that. This is Howlin' Good Halloween in black and purple. And let's see, we're going to use these jack-o'-lanterns. What else? Maybe this candy or this spider. We have the word boo. I like that in orange as well. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is let's glue these jack-o'-lanterns down. So I'd love to hear if you have fond memories like that growing up, you know, like October, November, December, if that was a special time in your family. And it was magical, you know, it's just so much fun, so many great memories, you know, dressing up for Halloween and celebrating the birthdays. And then Thanksgiving, we would always have so much food, and it was just a fun time for us to get together as 3 separate families essentially. And I would play with my cousins who were around my age, and then, you know, same at Christmas, we would always have way too much food, way too many presents, but it was a blast, you know. It's like, that's what families are for, to spend time and have fun. We would play games sometimes and just laugh a lot. So that's why I put that quote in there. Halloween is the start of a magical season, because for a lot of families, it's a time of year to have a lot of fun and doing different things too, breaking away from routine. Okay, so my jack-o'-lanterns, I like that. And this purple boo, I'll probably use that. These are from a Costco magazine or catalog, and it's 2 tickets to represent a Halloween party in purple and orange. So I like that. I cut that out from that magazine. And then I kind of want to use this Howlin' Good Halloween maybe over here, but I can't forget my main quote. So this is kind of a spooky font, but they're all nice or different. This one kind of is too, though. I think it's gonna go up here, so let's go ahead and try this one. Both of these, I call them spooky fonts or Halloween fonts, but one is a little bit bigger than the other. And the background is like crackle, so black crackle. Okay. And I like to always tear my edges because it's more interesting than just always cutting them. So I think we'll do that here. But if you have any ideas of what else I could do, I'd love to hear it. Okay, I'm going to cut these in half. Okay, this is still like too big, so we're going to tear. Okay. But it's also the season to get sick. I'm already sick. It's not even November yet, and I have a cold. But I wanted to film anyway. So it looks pretty good, but maybe kind of our main quote, even though it's not that big. I probably should have printed out a bigger version. I think I have a larger version of that quote, but not printed out. And I could go do that, but maybe we'll just stick with that. Yeah, like I have these. These are really big. I feel like I have that quote bigger, but we'll just keep it since I have this Howlin' Good Halloween. Okay, so this maybe up here. So it might just be kind of down here. And then my tickets. I had, since my birthday's near Halloween, I had a huge party a couple years ago. It was a big birthday for me, like monumental, but I'm not going to say which one it was. But I made it a Halloween theme since it's kind of near Halloween, and it was cool. We put up some really cool decorations. Those were scary, so we did the scary theme, my friends and I, and we had some games to play, like you had to like bounce the ball and go into the cup, but it wasn't like beer pong or something like that. It was just on the ground for fun. And we had, my friend made this really cool Halloween cake, and we had catered Chinese food, so that was really cool. And I dressed up as a dead bride because I didn't want to spend a lot of money, and I also waited until late to pick out my costume, so there wasn't a lot left. I think I got it at Target, but so yeah, it wasn't the best costume, but it was something. But see, that's a memory I will always have. Just a lot of good times that day. Okay, so I like that. That looks good. Okay, but I have to see what else I'm going to do, I think this, I'll cut this into 3 strips. Of course, I could just use Halloween. I don't have to use all of the words. Okay, need some more decoration. Have this green, or the spider with a green background. That could be nice because there's some green lines in here. Let's cut it out and see. So I try to include a lot of accents, I call them, in my paper pack. Actually, in about all of them, I really think about what else I can include besides the backgrounds so that you have a lot to work with. And these are digital downloads, by the way, but you just pay once and you can use them forever. So that's the beauty. You can just print them off as many times as you want. Okay, I like that. Spider. Maybe it will go there. And what else? Oh, here's the purple spider web that could go in the background. Let's try that. Okay, so back to our quote. How can you extend that magical feeling beyond the holiday season? Well, I think it starts with knowing who you are and what you like. So for me, I like playing cards and board games. I don't like hiking as much as I used to. I used to go on long hikes when I was younger. So it's about saying yes to the things that you like to do and making sure you take time to do those things, and saying no to the things you don't like. So if someone asked me to go for a long hike, I would say no, because it's just not my thing. I think that could look good, but I need to cut the spider web out. I think this could end up not looking good, but let's try it. And I have had people ask me, like not too long ago, I had a friend ask me if I wanted to go kayaking, and actually I think this was like a year or two ago, and I was like, nope, not my thing. I've tried kayaking, I don't like it, not my thing, and that's okay. But it's knowing what you like to do and what you don't like to do, and the things you don't like to do, just having the courage to say no to. I know there are some situations where you should go ahead and say yes, like if it's your partner and they really want to do something, maybe you suck it up and go along just so they can have a good time, or your kids or something. You know, sometimes we do have to make those sacrifices, but if it's something like a friend just wants you to do this or that, and deep down you're like, I don't really like that, then maybe just have the courage to say, well, can we do something else? It's not really my thing. You know, surely you can find something else that you both like. And then just taking the time year round to do those activities. So I try to just make time to go play cards or play board games, even when I'm really busy, because you know, what's life if you're just always working on your to-do list and not having fun? You got to take time to have fun, like put it on your calendar. It's just as important as anything else. And it doesn't mean that you're slacking off. I mean, yeah, if you're always having fun and not taking responsibility for things, then yeah, maybe that's not good. But there has to be a balance there. Okay, so I think I like that too. Let's see. I think I'll just cut around it, but leave some of the black for this jack-o'-lantern with candy coming out of it. I used to have a pail like this, like, you know, the plastic jack-o'-lantern pails that you use when you go trick-or-treating, or kids use. I don't know if they still make them, but I assume they do. That was magical. There was one neighborhood that everyone wanted to go to. It was considered the rich neighborhood back then, and some of the people would give out large candy bars, and it was like jackpot when you got that large candy bar. Okay. Oh, almost. Okay. All right, that looks better. I like the black background. Okay, I think this is coming together nicely. I have to decide if I want to add anything else before I start gluing. I could do a green witch's cauldron or the cat with the green eyes, but I have all these cats back here, so. Oh, this is, should be the same. Okay, I'll do the green witch's cauldron. It kind of picks up the green here, so that's something I think about when I collage, is balancing colors. So this green came from the green lines in the background of the plaid, and then now we're just pulling that green out. Okay, and another idea is to have that magic year round is, you know, leaving up some lights or putting up some lights and fun decorations, you know, because we put up lights for Halloween and we put up lights for Christmas, and that's something we could do, you know, other times of the year. We could have a string of lights in the backyard, or like I have a little light in the shape of a crescent moon in my room, and I can put that on at night, and it just, you know, gives it a little bit of magic. Okay, do I want to leave the white on or just cut? I kind of want to just cut this down. Hopefully this turns out okay. But yeah, let me know in the comments if there's anything fun you're going to be doing for Halloween, or what kind of memories you have as a kid for Halloween. I miss all of that. It was just so fun, and it's the magic of being a kid. It's never the same when we become adults. Just all we're doing is adulting, right? Having to do all this stuff. Okay, I like that, so I'm going to start gluing with my purple glue. And then back to the idea of making a quote book. I just made a video about how I make my quote book and why maybe you would want to make a quote book, and just share some of the designs I've already done. So I'll be publishing that video shortly if you want to watch that. And I'm going to be adding to it. It's going to be really cool, I think, once I get a year's worth in there in that binder, because it's going to have the fall collages, then my Halloween collage here, and I'm going to be doing a Thanksgiving collage or two, and Christmas, of course. And I'm already working on a Christmas paper pack that I'm excited about. If I don't sound very excited today, it's just because I'm sick, but I am excited about that paper pack. It's like vintage Christmas, so it's pretty cool looking. I'll probably make another one just because I love Christmas. And it's fun to make those. I want to have some Christmas backgrounds like these. You know, these are Halloween backgrounds. I want to make some Christmas backgrounds, and then right now I just have the accents like the trees, Christmas trees, wreaths, stockings, things like that. I think I kind of messed this up. I think this was supposed to be a little bit higher. Okay, and then our little witch's cauldron. I always kind of forget exactly where I had it when I go to put the glue on and then put it down. I'm like, where was it? But I'm trying to think. I don't remember what I dressed up as a kid. I think I was a witch one year, but I don't remember. Maybe Raggedy Ann. I think I was Raggedy Ann one year, if you remember who Raggedy Ann is. And I think I stopped dressing up when I was like 11, maybe 12. I feel like me and a big group of friends went Halloween or trick-or-treating one year when we probably shouldn't have. We were just getting a little too old for that, but we went. It was fun. Another good memory. So I guess it was good that we went. It was more about just hanging out together than the candy. Okay, so that's going to go there. And here's our quote. Halloween is the start of a magical season. I still haven't been to, we have a fall fair and I still have not gone, and I'm running out of time. I may not make it though since I'm not feeling well. Just may not happen. But they have like a giant pumpkin contest, which is really cool, and giant squash contest, and flower competitions. I'm trying to think what else. Of course they have the rides and the games, but I mainly go for the other things to see the animals and the plants and the flowers and things like that. Okay, so there we go. All right. Oops. This is over my pumpkin. I don't want that. There we go. All right, I have to decide if I want anything else like here. I don't know, I kind of like it the way it is, but on the other hand, I say I like it, but now I'm thinking, okay, maybe this cat with the green eyes. But where would it go? Just kind of floating there. Let's see if it adds anything. There's this bat too, but that's going to be too big. Okay, I like the look of that, I think. This might be it though. My cat is orange and white, and his nickname is Boo Boo. And I did adopt him in October, many years ago. So Boo Boo is his name. Started with Boo and then turned into Boo Boo. Okay. Oh, gotta get that little area. Oh, I don't have patience to cut little things like this. But yeah, so you can make year-round magic. Maybe put up some lights, like I said. And another thing, have some friends over. You know, don't wait till the holidays. Have friends and family over. That's the other thing, is we should take time to have company. You know, get together or go have dinner somewhere together. Okay, I like that. So my cat's gonna go there. my purple glue. And then I think, all right, I like it. So that is our Halloween collage. And the great thing about these is you can always add to it later. You know, if I decide I want to add to it later, I can. I've done that many, many times. You know, I'll stop the video and start looking at it and think, oh, I wish I would have added something here or there. But since I'm not feeling the greatest, I think I'll stop there. But thanks so much for being here. I hope you have a happy Halloween, and I hope you find that magic coming into this magical season. And again, let me know in the comments what you're doing for Halloween or Thanksgiving, Christmas. Are you collaging as well? Are you thinking about making a quote book? Be sure to check out that video. I think it's very exciting. I think it gives you some purpose with your collages, and it can relax you and cheer you up, and you can have a lot of fun. All right, hope I'll see you again. In the meantime, take care. Bye.